Donald Trump has been going off on social media today in particular for whatever reason, just posting AI video after AI video after AI video. He's like he's like a kid that just discovered AI videos and he's just like doing it with everything or using other people's and sharing them with everyone. And it is hysterical. And coming from the president of the most powerful nation in the world. And he's out here just posting AI slop. It's who'd have thought? Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, he went on a meme rampage. I don't know how many of you guys saw this, but it was wild. Wokie's melting down over this. Now, for obvious reasons, I'm going to mute the music. He's adding himself to Mount Rushmore. That's amazing. Oh my God. That is great. And then you got this one. What's this guy's name again? It's the New Jersey governor. That is amazing. Is Christie? Is that Chris Christie? And Chariots of Fire music. This is our president. Yeah, that's Chris Christie. Hey, the Cracker Barrel. There's this one. I mean, this is like every hour on the hour. He just had a new one. We can't play the music, obviously, but the YMCA song, play it. Dancing with the Cracker Barrel guy. Schizosaurus says the Rosie O'Donnell one made me spit my drink out earlier. I have not seen that one yet, so we'll keep going. Gavin Newsom. Oh, this one I did see earlier. This is classic. This is classic. I have the audio on for this.
I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around. I wasn't.
It's just so perfect. Oh man, and this
anyone who stands up to the president, anyone who criticizes the president, anyone who says anything adverse to the president's interests gets the full weight of the federal government brought down on them. Anyone who stands.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Trump said he might take away Rosie O'Donnell's passport. Now he's just having fun. She'll be stranded in Ireland. Greatest stand-up coming working. And he's also our president. Schizosaurus says, no, that's not the one. Hold on, where is it? This is from Eric Doherty. He said, holy shit, look what Trump just posted. As previously mentioned, we are giving serious thought to taking away Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship. She is not a great American and is, in my opinion, incapable of being so. Nobody like him in the next million years. What is this curly hair in her teeth and on her chin? Oh my God. That's the president of the United States is posting this stuff. Holy crap. But it doesn't end there, guys, because we actually have some actual news in addition to all of the funny memes that he's posting. This comes to us from, I first saw it on Drama Alert. They said Trump's DOJ is looking to ban guns for transgender Americans, allegedly, via Newsweek. And I looked further into this, and I found it on Reuters. It says Trump administration considering banning trans people from buying guns, U.S. media reports, which I wholeheartedly agree with. They are, in my humble opinion, mentally ill members of society. And mentally ill people should not have access to life-threatening weapons, especially given the history of what transgenders have allegedly been doing in many cases with said weapons. September 4th, the U.S. Justice Department is considering proposals to prevent transgender people from buying guns, U.S. media reported on Thursday. CNN, citing unnamed sources, described talks on the matter as preliminary in nature and said they stemmed from last week's shooting at a Catholic church in Minnesota, which left 2 children dead and 17 others injured. Look at the actual action by a president being like, okay, another shooting by a trans person. Let's try to work on something to fix this problem. The suspect in the shooting was transgender, according to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. The New York Post, also citing unnamed sources, also reported that talks were underway. The DOJ is actively evaluating options to prevent the pattern of violence we have seen from individuals with specific mental health challenges and substance abuse disorders. There is, by the way, what I have noticed in my research of people that identify as transgender, as typically a direct correlation between that and heavy narcotic usage. No specific criminal justice proposals have been advanced at this time, a Justice Department spokesperson said when asked about the media reports. The talks with President Trump administration would pit the Republican Party's long-held support of gun rights against the administration's moves to limit the rights of transgender Americans. Trump previously signed executive orders banning transgender people from the military and mandating that identification documents issued by government be based on an individual's immutable biological classification as either male or female, which I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but in a weird way, I kind of feel like this move right here was kind of getting to the core, the epicenter of the problem, where you're letting people change what they were born as to identify as something differently, and then forcing the rest of the world to start believing in a fairy tale and a fantasy that isn't reality. That is a massive problem. The Gun Owners of America rights group, in a social media post responding to CNN's report, said GOA opposes any and all gun bans, full stop. So you want to give guns to mentally retarded people? You want to give them to insane people, clinically diagnosed as insane people in insane asylums? They should be allowed to buy a gun? That is crazy. Although the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution protects the right for U.S. citizens to bear arms, there are several exceptions, including convicts and anyone declared as mentally defective, according to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. So that is the latest with the situation of trying to potentially ban trans people from buying guns, which I found pretty curious. And going back to the memes for a second, real quick, before I forget, because Trump's memes were going so viral, guess who had to jump in and try to act like he's with the cool people? This is like the Dr. Evil. The I'm cool, I'm hip, I'm with it. Ticka, 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 ticka. Governor Newsom's like, I can do these memes. I can do this too. Look. It's so cringe. It's so cringe. Elon Musk says something is seriously wrong. Trans sex hormone drugs are driving extreme violence and should be banned. And this is via Redux, Canada. A trans-identified male has been arrested after breaking into a family's home and doing that to their toddler. This dude, who uses she, her pronouns, was recently released early from prison for a previous child that, I mean, is it crazy to say make wood chippers great again? Wood chippers would solve this problem. Like, full stop. The problem is solved. I don't know why we need to dig further on fixing this and thinking that people are rehabilitated. And then one more thing on this topic before we move on. Libs of TikTok said, yikes, this she-her Navy commander is apparently a medical director for transgender healthcare at a naval center in California. Can you please look into this, Pete Hegseth and Department of Defense? And Pete is the Secretary of Defense and Department of Defense official account. And he actually quote tweeted this a day later and said, pronouns updated. Her fired. Progress, guys, progress. I feel like for the longest time, too many people were afraid to actually stand up against this insanity. And they were just like, just let them be, because we don't want to get sued. People have been so done with this kind of crap that they're like, sue us. What are you going to do? We feel like you are not mentally well enough and stable enough to hold this position down. Or it makes us look bad, or we don't want you here anymore. That actually works as a rule. This is something that is finally feeling like the world is starting to turn a little bit back to normalcy, and it is great to see. But I will leave that one there.